All right, guys, we got Teddy joining us. Everyone should still have recording access. Teddy, can you hear us on your end?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys, just a reminder, use the raise hand button. With that, let's go to Joe Person for the first question.
Teddy, two parts. Did you see Christian? The time of practice we were in there, he like sprinted the whole length of the field and looked, to my eye, to be very close to full speed. And then secondly, we've heard a lot this week about you taking scout team reps. Why do you think that's important, even if it's just one or two snaps?
Honestly, it's just important. When you're out there, sometimes the scout team thinks that they're just out there running plays, running a card. But I just find it very beneficial to the defense when they get live reps. And then it's one extra rep that I get to steal also. But and it's good for the young guys to see that some of the older guys are taking these reps with them, coaching them on the fly and things like that. Then as far as Christian, you can tell that he's just eager, to just get back out there. So we've watched how hard he's worked, and he's a true grinder. So I think he just gave you all something, some eye candy or something.
All right, let's go to Miles Simmons and then Elena Getzenberg.
Teddy, not that you necessarily have to pay too much attention to what the Chiefs offense is doing, but when in a game like this, when you know that your opponent's going to score points, I mean, how much does getting in the end zone instead of kicking field goals really start to have an emphasis?
But it's had an emphasis all year. You look at the Chargers game, we were kicking field goals and we barely escaped that game. You look at some of the other games that we played in, and we understand that, man, field goals won't win in this league. You may be able to steal one or two games, but, when you play against a team like the Chiefs, you understand that, man. Every drive should finish with the kick, hopefully that kick being an extra point. But it's one of those deals where we just got to make sure that we're executing once we get down in the red zone and scoring touchdowns. We know what the Chiefs are capable of doing, and we don't want to sit back and be like, man, we got to, turn this into a shootout. I think for us, we just got to make sure that every drive that we get, we end with the kick, and that being an extra point. We want to make sure that, we're playing the game within ourselves, within, our scheme, and go from there.
Hey, Teddy, a couple questions for you. First, not to belabor the scout team thing, but is that something you've always done, or is that something like you saw another quarterback do over the years, or when did you start doing that?
Yeah, it was actually something I've always done. And I really, took heed to it when I was trying to return to play when I was in Minnesota. That was my way of showing that, I could still, compete when I was in Minnesota against, at the time we had one of the top defenses in the league. So it was just a huge mental thing for me. And then I started realizing that these are just reps that I could steal. So, the past couple of years, it was just something I'll take the first 2 reps, sometimes 3 reps, just to give our defense a look, talk a little smack to the defense and, make things competitive as well.
And then I was curious, I know Mike Davis has been playing really well, but for you just as a quarterback, knowing you're getting Christian back and you have Mike Davis, I guess, is that exciting for you? Like, is it nice from your perspective to see him back out there? You got these 2 backs to work with.
Yeah, it's very exciting, especially, when you look at all the things that Christian has been able to do, throughout his career. You look at Mike and the things that he's done, stepping in for Christian this year. I'm excited for that room. Those guys, they feed off of each other, they motivate each other, and it's going to be good to just see those guys just continue to just elevate their games.
Let's go to Mike Solarte and then Skylar Callahan.
Thanks, Preston. Hey, Teddy, I got a couple for you. Again, apologies on the scout team stuff, but this particular week, are you trying anything Patrick Mahomes like, look away throws or, some of the stuff that you've seen the highlights of where he, really crosses people up?
I tried a no-look pass today. I almost had some success, but But no, I'm just, man, you look at the card, you see some of the things that, the Chiefs are doing. It may be some of the plays that we run as well. So like I said, it's an opportunity for me to just steal an extra rep. And if it is a play where I feel like, I have to be Mahomes-ish, run around maybe a little bit, make plays, it's good for the defense to see. It's good for the defensive line, to understand the rush patterns, the secondary to realize that, we still got to cover within, the clocks that we have in our heads. So for me, it was just one of those deals. You try to, be a little Mahomes-ish, but at the same time, just steal some reps.
And then following up with the potential addition, we got to be guarded about Christian's return. Does that maybe, I know you're excited about it, but does that make you guys maybe a little bit more relaxed if he comes back? Or does that perhaps maybe add a little more pressure that we're getting Christian back? We can really crank things up. We need to execute. We need to deliver.
Yeah, honestly, it's one of those deals where, we want to still just, keep our foot on the gas. We don't want to, make it all about Christian. We don't want to do that to him. Mike has been playing well for us. So we want to make sure that, we just try to keep a balanced approach. And the flow of the games will dictate the rest. We're excited to get Christian back. We're excited that we still have Mike Davis, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, those guys, Ian Thomas, Chris Manhertz. So we're excited to just, get out there as a group, as a unit, and see what's in store for us.
Hey, Teddy, I know you guys have had a lot of stuff happen with the offensive line with injuries and guys being placed on the COVID list. But one guy that's really kind of stuck out has been Taylor Moton. Just kind of talk about the importance of him and the comfort that you have with him being able to protect you on that right side.
Yeah, Timo, man, that's my dog, man. He's one of those guys. He's super cool. He's always, relaxed. And you can tell he loves football. He's out there, we may have a drive or, play a game, and he'll see me on Monday and be like, hey, Teddy, man, I appreciate you, man. And I'll be like, hey, what did I do? He's like, no, just know I appreciate you. So, he's a guy who just loves football. He's been playing extremely well for us. And, we're excited that, he's one of the leaders in that room. Those guys have been fighting together through some different things and, feeding off of each other. So when you look across the board, I take my hats off to those guys, for being able to just fight through some of the things that they fought through. Those are the guys who don't really get the recognition that they deserve. So, whether it's Timo, Matt, Big Boosie, Chris Reed, Greg, or Russell, those guys, I just, I thank them, that, they try their best out there on Sundays and, ultimately, they play together.
All right, guys, we only have time for two more. So let's go to David Newton and finish up with Jonathan Alexander.
Hey, Teddy, I'm curious, do you study guys like Patrick so you can try to imitate them when you take the reps you do in a look team? And who's the toughest player you've had to duplicate?
Yeah, you definitely study those guys whenever you want to take some of those scout team reps, just to give the defense a game-like rep. So I would say one of the guys, it's hard to just pick and choose which guy who's been the most difficult to imitate. But, we play some good teams. We play some great quarterbacks. So I just respect all of them. I try my best to imitate them when I do give the defense a look, but I can't really just point out one guy.
So you feel like you look more like Tom Brady or do you look more like Patrick Mahomes or Kyler Murray?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Good answer.
Hey, what's up, Teddy? Hope you're doing well, man. Question, this may be hard to answer given y'all only had 2 games together. But did you feel like you all learned anything about yourselves when Christian was out? Like maybe you were strong in this area that you might not have known before or anything like that could help now that he's back?
Honestly, we just learned that we have a group of guys who really cherish, this game, their opportunities. Mike had to step in, and do some things, and he's been outstanding for us. And, it's easy to point out, Mike stepping in for Christian, but then you look at, Greg Little having to step in for Russell some weeks, Dennis Daly coming in, Chris Reed, those guys, So it's easy to point out, Christian returning, but I think all of those guys, man, have just been fighting extremely hard and doing an outstanding job for us.
All right, guys, we got to let Teddy go. Teddy, we appreciate it.
Thank you.